Here we're going to look at topic 71, example 2, graph a quadratic function in standard form. How can you use key features to graph f of x is equal to x squared minus 4x plus 8? So the first thing we want to do is we want to find the vertex. And while we're in that process, we'll also find the axis of symmetry. Okay, but really we care about the vertex to start, and then the axis of symmetry just kind of falls in place. So we have the equation, or the function, f of x is equal to x squared minus 4x plus 8, which is in standard form. So a is equal to 1, b is equal to negative 4, and c is equal to 8 in this case. So we have a, b, and c. All right, and from the previous video, let's fix that parenthesis, we know that h, remember the vertex, is hk, and we know that h is equal to negative b over 2a. So what we can do is we can plug our values in. So b is negative 4 over 2 times 1. So plug in the b value, plug in the 1 value. I'm a fan of highlighting. So we get 4 over 2, which would reduce to 2. So our vertex, the x-coordinate, we know is 2. So h is going to be 2. All right, to find the k value for x-coordinate, you're going to take your original function. So in this case, the x squared minus 4x plus 8. And for the x value, we're going to plug in h. So 2 squared minus 4 times 2 plus 8. And this is the k value. So k would be equal to 4 minus 8 plus 8. And when you simplify this, you should get a k value of 4. So let's highlight again. These x values were replaced with the h value, and the k value, we'll put that in green here. So k will be equal to 4. All right, so we have the vertex, and I'm going to plot that point. We have a vertex of 2, 4. The axis of symmetry, remember, is x equals h. So the axis of symmetry is x equals h, which in this case is x equals 2. And that's going to go, I can kind of see that here. What color? Let's just do a little highlight in purple here. So our axis of symmetry, right, is going to go down here. You don't always need to draw the axis of symmetry, and remember, it's not actually part of your function. It's just the line that's going to split our function in half. So it is good to note. That's the first thing we want to find, right? We want to find the vertex. The second thing we want to find, well, that is not what was supposed to happen. The second thing we want to find is the y-intercept. And what you want to remember is whenever you're looking for the y-intercept, your x value is 0. So if I have the equation y equals x squared minus 4x plus 8, and I want the y-intercept, I would make my x value 0. So when I kind of calculate this stuff, I'm going to find that my y-intercept is the point 0, 8. And I'm going to run out of highlighting colors here. We used pink, we used red, we used a little bit of everything, so let's just go with gray. So my y-intercept is 0, 8, and I can plot that point. So I'd have this point right here, 0, 8. So I now have, in theory, I have half of my my function. We know that the axis of symmetry splits this in half. So the third part, or the third thing that we can do, is we can find a, how do I phrase this? We want to find a point that is symmetric to the y-intercept. All right, what does that mean? All that means is they're going to be in line, so they would be right in line here with one another. And we just need to make sure that it's the same distance from the axis of symmetry. So since our y-intercept is 2 places away from the axis of symmetry, and it's on the left side, that symmetric point to the y-intercept would be on the right side of our axis of symmetry, and it's going to be 2 points away. So we want the distance between these 2 points here and here to be the same, right? Because that's what symmetric really means in this case. And now that I have those points, I can draw myself. In step 4, we can sketch the parabola. All right, and it'll look something like this. All right, and that's how you would use key features to graph this by hand. Obviously, you can plug things in a calculator and get very specific points, but what you're going to want to do when graphing this by hand is first you're going to find the vertex. You find the vertex by using this formula here, h equals negative b over 2a. Once you found the x value, you plug in that value to find k, which is what we did in the previous example. The only thing, or not the only thing, the next part of that that's new is finding that y-intercept. So to find the y-intercept, make sure you plug in 0 as your x value, figure out what that y would be, plot that point. Step 3, find a point symmetric to the y-intercept. In this case, since the y-intercept was on the left, we'd find a point symmetric on the right. We would mirror it to the right side, and then just connect the dots. We know we're dealing with quadratics, so make sure you draw a parabola. You shouldn't have straight lines here. It should be your U-shaped curve. That's it. Those 4 steps will be the same steps over and over, and you shouldn't have too much trouble with this.